Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another replay cast. Today we are looking at the game in the Type 61, the Japanese Tier 9 medium tank. A lot of the time this tank will get overlooked as it is kind of middle of the bunch. It's nothing really too special when you compare it to the HyperX 30 and the Leopard prototype, but it's also not too bad, and the combination of good gun depression, good pen, and good alpha damage is always something that I do enjoy to play around with. And actually the gun handling on this gun has to be better than on the STB1 as well, which you definitely can notice and definitely can appreciate as well. Playing on Westfield, a light tier 10 game, and best of all, no artillery, which promises at least an interesting fight here. And what I always do on this map is completely ignore the south when I play the any medium tank, any tank really. Fuck the south, it's such a useless flank. You can have some cheeky wins that way, but it's such a waste of time, and you're usually just gonna let half of your team die up here, and then you're just gonna be killed sitting in those bushes and doing fucking nothing, which is why I highly recommend you do not go south when you play medium tanks on this map. You can always go back and reset, that's not a problem whatsoever, but if you lose this side, then you are pretty much fucked by default. Anyways, first shot pretty shitty. We did aim it for quite a while, but we did not manage to hit. I can easily peek again though, as he's moving. He's never gonna really aim at me in time. Plus, he has the stock gun, so it's not even that dangerous either way. You can see the 10 degrees of gun depression here working really well. Something I would definitely not be able to do in the Leopard prototype. And even in the HyperX 30 prototype, as that only has 8 degrees, which is not bad, but it's definitely not as good as 10. Who would have thought 8 is a higher number than 10? And now the Yak Panther Q got greedy and I punished him for it. Pretty decent start for me. 1k free damage here, and maybe we can get this WZ as well here, and he seems to be doing something very silly, so it should be fine. Would be nice if the 57 heavy just unloads and kills him, but he does not manage to do that. We don't really want to go all the way on that side. It doesn't really matter too much, as it seems that the enemy team doesn't really have any campers. I would have been shot by those earlier if they had any, and now we just shoot this 57 heavy who is trying to kill our teammates. We might actually get the second shot here, but no, it's too late, and that is how potatoes play. Wait till the enemies drive out of sight and then shoot for no reason. Well, it doesn't really matter. The Type 61 is definitely known for not having too much ammo to waste, so you really don't want to be shooting thin air like I did there. But we do get to pick up another shot. We're now at 2k free damage, and we get another shot in there and dodge the WZ. Really can see how well this tank can work ridge lines. It's a really capable hull down little medium. But it seems that even with me being here, it's going to be really tough to win this side, so we are going to probably have to run away sooner or later. Not really going to do much here, just try to counter that 57 heavy every time he tries to peek the ridge. And we have to get rid of the 57, he's obvious priority target, but finally he goes down. Sadly, before that he took down one of our own tanks. Now I have a mouse up my ass, T10 in front of me, so this looks pretty bad. That was also a pretty bad shot, so I'm actually gonna fall back and maybe help my team out with the mouse or somebody else that I can shoot here. Definitely no point trying to go for that 110, or yeah, 110, not T10, and just because the 103 and WZ would be all over me as well. Now our 57 heavy is not a very smart man, as you will find out really soon. He's trading really badly against tier 8s, which you definitely should not do. I kind of want to get in here and get some shots in, but the position is really terrible and I should not do that. And again, have to change what I'm doing to falling back. The E4 die, or the M103 dies, gets killed by the E4, and also the E100 is not gonna last long, let's be real here. So it's time to pack our shit and leave and play from the ridge that finally our team has secured. They kind of killed, like, oh no, wait, they killed something down there, and there's still one Pershing somewhere around. So well done, all 4 of you guys. You killed one guy in this flank. Impressive job. Well done, well done. Now it's kind of tricky to play this. I mean, this looks like a pretty obvious defeat here. This is usually how you lose these maps, but obviously giving up doesn't really do anything for us. That guy gets picked up in the Pershing. I'm just trying to get some random shot through the houses, but that doesn't happen, sadly. Not really being able to do damage here for a while is really something I didn't want to happen, but that's the way things are. We're still not in terrible shape. I mean, 8-9, the mouse is, I'm pretty sure, on full health, so it's all for them to throw away, really, and we should just try to use all the mistakes that they make and try to kill as many as we can. WZ here, not really aiming my shot, as I didn't want to trade with a T10, IS3, and an E4 for killing tier 8, so I did not sit up there and aim for too long, and now he's going to the cap circle. We can kill him quite easily, as nobody is really supporting him. Maybe the mouse could be an issue, but even then, if we manage to separate the mouse and kill him before anybody can help him, that would still be just fine. Now the WZ is capping, and this is really not a shot you want to take, so we just wait, and we're gonna rush him instead of trying to get these cheeky ass shots here. What's important in fights like these is separating your enemies, trying to kill the low health stuff first and ignoring the stuff like the mouse if he's not an immediate threat. You just don't want to shoot something with 3k hit points when you have enemies driving around on like 600, 700 or even less health. So now we picked up this and we can go for flanking. It really depends on what the fuck the mouse has been doing in the last like 2 or 3 minutes on what the fuck is gonna happen in this game. But as long as he's not like rushing down this hill in 3 seconds, I should be fine and able to get some shots off here as well. And again, gotta start working those ridge lines, gotta punish enemies for closing in, and the mouse actually went completely other direction, so he's not really a threat at all at the moment. So there's still an E4, a T54 and a Pershing. They might have gone back to defend as well, so there's not really much we can say about this game at the moment. I mean, it's all kind of guessing work, because it really depends on what the fuck is the E4 and the Pershing doing now. And I peek here this is a pretty shitty peek. I mean, I'm not gaining any information really now. I found out where the E4 is, but this shot is gonna be rather terrible, even if he does decide to cross it, as I didn't really aim it fully anyways. I did shoot through the fences. Maybe I actually hit him, but it definitely did not penetrate, so it doesn't actually matter. Definitely a better play here would have been to go to the 2 line and get the high ground there and try to work that ridge, but it seemed too risky, as the mouse was still, well, could have still been an issue, and also the E4 could have been an issue if I did that instead of what I did here. But this play was rather passive and didn't really get us anywhere, so we're kind of back to square one, and the 30B is now here, and the 5100 is here as well. Now some potato fucking tunnel vision here, but E4 does not aim this shot almost at all, so we should be able to finish him off now as he fired. And while the E4's armor is not that terrible, when you let tanks with this amount of penetration aim at your lower plate for this long, there's no way you're really gonna live through that. And now we definitely want to use the ridge that we fought at the start of the game. You can see the enemies are really low health, all of them, so we should still be able to clean this up reasonably well. I'm kind of going for the shortcut, not even going to the hill, but it seems that it's better to not chase them and go to the hill and defend from here, because it's really hard to chase down 5 tanks at the same time when one of them is a mouse and shitload of health, and the mouse is probably gonna be the one sitting in the most in the open. Could have actually stopped and aimed that shot, but kind of didn't feel like sitting on the ridge there. Probably would not really pay that much for it, but still, I didn't take that risk, so the T4 is still alive, and I still have full health, which is just fine anyways. And now this is a clear example on how you should not approach these kind of situations by the enemy team. They have a full health mouse. They should try to put that mouse somewhere where the rest of his team can support him. This IS3 is completely clueless, but you know, idiot armor saves him from losing health there, but you know, IS3 is hard to play. I mean, I could have aimed for the side of the turret, but I felt like 250 pen should just go through that thing like cheese, so I went for the biggest armor surface that, you know, I could hit and not fuck up, as you know, the IS3's turrets, even the side of it, can be quite bouncy if you get unlucky. And now the mouse is approaching, but he's approaching in cover of the city, so his own team can't even support him. If he goes around this way, we're just gonna kill him before the rest of his team can help him out. So I'm gonna keep sitting on this ridge of the T10 or T54, try something silly, or maybe I can shoot the IS3 here still, as he was pretty silly as well. That shot was absolute waste of ammo. There's no way that would ever penetrate, but you know, I could have rolled like 350 with penetration and actually gotten him. Now the T10 is crossing, but I'm kind of paying no attention to that whatsoever, because, you know, potato player is potato. Now he's kind of in cover, so I can't even get him anymore, so that kind of sucks, but we should be able to shoot this IS-3 at least and put everybody but the mouse in the one-shot range, which, you know, is not really the greatest way to focus targets, but works so far. Now the mouse is trying to play the game, but this is why tanks like mouse is never going to be competitive in this game, and this is why tanks like E5s, IS-7s, 113s just shit on tanks like the mouse. Now, they are making their moves, and the T10 actually does shoot on the move, but we managed to pick him up. That's the first damage I take in this game, and it definitely was worth it as well. Here, auto-aim does not seem like a good idea, but my friend kills the D54 anyways. So now, only the mouse remaining. This game is pretty much won. I mean, this would be really hard to throw away. I could have easily shot his turret there. Now aiming for his track, but once he stops, his tank kind of tilts forwards, and I'm not able to do damage there. It doesn't really matter, as he did use his repair kit, and now we need to just shoot his track one more time, and he is dead. And that is exactly what happens, and this is why mouses are not very good tanks. You just, like, this guy, can't even blame him for much. I mean, there's nothing he could have really done. I mean, he could have tried to peek really aggressively, but he would have just exposed his road wheels, got tracked and fucked just like now. I mean, he could have done it faster, so maybe his teammates can help him, but either way, the mouse is just not really good in these situations. Or in any situations, really. And here's the end plate. Ace Tanker, 4,476 experience with the double. 5,620 damage done, 1,528 assisted. Also got 3 kills. And while it was not like the greatest game ever, it was still a pretty cool fight, and it really showcased how good the Type 61 can be when you can work on ridges. This tank is probably the best tier 9 medium for that kind of ridge work. Maybe you can count the pattern in that as well, but the pattern's penetration in matchmaking like this would have definitely been an issue. But either way, pretty solid game for the Type 61. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast, and I'll see you on the next one.